been a sweltering evening for Lincoln, Nebraska and Midland, Michigan. One of these two teams will punch their ticket to tomorrow's championship game, where they'll face the Barbers from Portland, Oregon. A surprising upset victory over Tupelo, Mississippi in game one of our semis doubleheader. And now it'll be either Midland or Lincoln trying to join Portland in tomorrow's title tilt. Evan Lepler with Steve Woodard. Welcome to the 99th American Legion World Series here in Shelby. Woody, certainly shockwaves sent by Portland. Tupelo had looked almost invincible. Joe Duran told me after the game they lose that game 9 out of 10 times, but 1 out of 10 they win it.
Yes.
And now we see who joins the Barbers in the finals.
Very shocking. I thought Mississippi had probably one of the best teams here. Now this game here, both these teams are familiar here to Shelby, so I think it's going to be a really good game.
You're right. Two familiar teams, a lot of great stories to tell. We'll get you up to speed on everything you need to know. But right now, let's send you down to the field as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem. Off at second, Kalai Larson's on the mound. He'll bat second as well. The athletic center fielder Delay Odolate hits third, with Braden Erickson catching and cleaning up ahead of Cade Anderson, the power hitting first baseman. Trevor Roach is at third. Huxton Cott plays left today. Jackson Makovica at shortstop with Larson on the mound, and Sam Sutko rounds out the post 500 order in right field, batting ninth. And they'll be taking their swings against the Midland right-hander Jimmy Sequin in Shelby, but he pitched great in the regional, and his older brother was a part of this Midland team just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we've seen his older brother here. He's a 28 grad, 2028 class. In the regional, he was 1-0 in 2 appearances, and they say he's one of their best, so looking forward to watching him pitch.
So Sequin gets the start. 6 innings in this past, 2 Sundays ago in the regional clincher for Midland. They've won their region 11 times in the last 18 years. And here's the defense for Midland post 165. Arian Pujabi in left, Owen Dominowski in center, Gabe Wegener in right. We might see Wegener on the mound later today after Sequin. It's Roper at third, Tabor Edwards Benner at short, Kyler Smith at second, Jaden Miske at first, and Caden Nieto, who hit a grand slam here on Thursday morning to get Midland going. He's doing the catching for Sequin.
Well, you was talking about Nieto. He was here year before last, and he's the leader of this team, the catcher. You can see him there, and he's a big guy out there on that field for this Michigan team.
As crazy as it sounds, it's only 90 degrees right now, according to my weather app, Woody. It has been warmer than that for most of the World Series, which began this past Thursday, about 40 miles west of Charlotte in the lovely small town of Shelby, North Carolina. The home of the World Series since 2011. This is the 99th edition of the ALWS. Only 3 teams are still alive to potentially win it. By the end of the night, we'll be down to 2. Here we go. Ball 1 up high to Brody McIntyre, and we're underway. Drew Meadows is the home plate umpire with Mike Wagner at first. Nick Stevens has the calls at second, Jim Clayton at third. Pop down the right field line, foul ground. Miske is over there, and he's got the room. 1 away. McIntyre pops out to start the first.
Well, we have a lot of room over there, Evan. We've seen Miske all week go over there and have some tough plays, but that was a real good catch against the fence.
Midland, Michigan, led by Dan Cronkrite. He's been managing this program since 2019. He's been coaching it for 27 years, and he played for it when he was of age. He's 63 now, so you can do the math of when he was between 15 and 19. He played for this Midland Berry Hill post 165 program that, along with Brooklawn, New Jersey, and Idaho Falls, Idaho, and Troy, Alabama, has been one of the truly elite, consistent Legion programs. Every year you expect them to be in contention.
You do, and you know, every year. I've been here for 9 years, and it seems like I see them every single year.
They weren't here last year. They fell just short, taken down in the regional.
Then the year before, they finished runner-up.
That's right. The runner-up the year before that was Lincoln, Nebraska. So both these teams have been to the finals. And Larson draws the 5-pitch walk with 1 out to give our game its first base runner. Midland lost to Troy, Alabama 5-3 in the final 2 years ago. Lincoln, Nebraska lost a 1-0 heartbreaker to League City, Texas 3 years ago. So one of these teams will get back to the final and face a Portland Barbers team that's in the final for the first time. DeLeo Delate, very talented center fielder, packs a lot of pop into his swing.
And he had been struggling a lot, you know, at the regional. He had a real rough regional, but I tell you what, he had 2 hits yesterday, Evan. He's hoping to keep it going. 1 for 17 actually at the regional.
2 hits yesterday, his first 2 of the World Series. He has walked 4 times in the 3 pool play games. Lincoln going 2-1 in pool play. Off to the right. Lincoln's lone loss came against Tupelo, Mississippi. They will not get a chance to avenge that loss because it's Portland awaiting them in the finals. Portland Midland played yesterday in a pretty intriguing game that literally came down to the very end in a 4-3 walk-off. It was a walk that ended it with strange circumstances.
There's a lot of crazy circumstances in that game.
Sequin deals 0-2, up and in.
But the game before, you know, we're talking about Oregon getting into the finals. I think that may have been a surprise to a lot of people, but Mississippi had a good team.
Yeah, their offense, particularly their clutch hitting, went quiet today in some big moments.
Yeah, but they, you know, they had 4 errors that they made today that just really cost them big late.
They did not take care of the ball.
Yeah, as our man Dan Cronkite always says, take care of the ball.
Swing and a miss, runner going. That's strike 3, but it's a stolen base for Larson. So Odalate back to the dugout. 2 away.
Evan, I thought that might have been a double play right there because, I mean, I'd love to see that one again. Look, the batter, Odalate, went across the plate on the throw, but it was late. He was late going across.
Interesting. Now that Larson takes second, now he's going to get a courtesy runner. One of the new rules this year. With 2 outs, Larson on the mound. The pitcher or the catcher can take a courtesy runner, and Easton Lunn now the base runner at second base for the Rugs.
And why you're saying that's weird is because Larson is a very good base runner.
And he didn't take it immediately.
But he's
stole second.
Yeah, but he's pitching, so they're getting him out. But that, like you said, that is weird because he stole second, then they put a runner in.
Braden Erickson stands in from the right side against Jimmy Sequin. 0-1, line to left, sharply hit. Punjabi lost his footing and it gets by him. Lincoln takes the lead, and Braden Erickson wraps around second and holds there with a double. One nothing Nebraska.
Well, you and I were talking about it before the game, and if those guys could get on in front of Erickson and he could do his job, it was going to be a good day for Nebraska. Punjabi just slipped just slightly, and it was hard for him to be able to make that play.
Absolutely hammered by Braden Erickson. His second extra base hit of the World Series. He's now 4 for 9 at bat. And an early 1-0 lead for Lincoln, Nebraska. Here's Cade Anderson, the talented first baseman, also just heading into his junior year at Lincoln East High School.
And I think we actually had another courtesy runner out at second. I think it's Brennan Greesh. He came in to run for Erickson.
You are right, Woody. Good catch. See how Sequin responds. 0-2. Missed outside with a fastball. Chatted briefly with Dan Cronk right before the game. Asked him about his right-hander, Jimmy Sequin. He says he's a gamer. He will battle. 3 pitches. Fastball in the mid-80s. Curveball popped up by Anderson. Behind the plate, it's Nieto. And the side is retired, but Erickson with a 2-out RBI. And those in short elimination games loom large. After half an inning, it's Lincoln, Nebraska 1, Midland, Michigan coming up with a spot in the ALWS championship game on the line. Short leading off, the pitcher Jimmy Sequin bats second. Caden Nieto catches and bats third, with Jaden Miski cleaning up at first. Gabe Wegener in right, Jay Roper at third. Aryan Punjabi got handcuffed defensively last inning and left. Owen Dominowski plays center, and Kyler Smith bats ninth and plays second base against the flame-throwing right-hander for Lincoln, Nebraska, Kalai Larson, one of the 8 members of this Lincoln team that's back from last year. They fell short in pool play last year. Woody had an opportunity to play their way into the semis on Sunday, couldn't do it, went home, looking for redemption here in 2026.
Yeah, we saw Kalai come in yesterday in the game, you know, and come in and got the save and struck out 4 guys. It was a big situation. He came in and was able to get them out of it.
Yeah, Kalai was electric.
You liked him, you know. We talked about it after the game.
Last couple innings against New Jersey. See how he fares against Edwards Benner in this Midland, Michigan lineup. 2 innings credited with the save. Just threw 24 pitches, so available to come back the very next day. Michael Lonnick says they're going to have him empty the tank, give them all they've got. Kalai Larson, named after the wedding song that his parents used at their wedding. His parents, Landon and Melissa, who are both here, their first dance was to the song Collide by the artist Kalai, and that is why he is named Kalai.
Get some good info. That's good.
2-2 to Edwards Benner. And Kalai's dad, Landon, was here throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
His mom, Melissa, flew in this morning and surprised him.
That's awesome.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Tabor Edwards Benner. Larson picks up where he left off yesterday. Defensively behind Larson, the thing to note is Makovica's playing short. Kalai Larson has been at short most of the time. In the outfield, it's Cotton, Modelate, and Sutko. Roach at third. Mentioned Makovica at short, with Brody McIntyre and Cade Anderson on the right side. Braden Erickson doing the catching. And a big swing and a miss from Jimmy Sequin. Pitcher versus pitcher right here. Both these guys not only pitching, but batting in the 2 slot for their respective team.
Both very good hitters and very good pitchers.
Kalai wears number 1. Jimmy wears number 2.
You're seeing that fastball, that electric fastball you talked about. We've seen it up to 93 already up on the board.
0-2 to Sequin. Ball one high. This Midland, Michigan offense has scored 20 runs in their first 3 games. It's the second most of anybody in pool play. Only Tupelo scored more, 23 runs. To shortstop, first opportunity for Makovica, and he handles it well. 2 away. That brings up Caden Nieto, who's one of the 3 players still on Midland that was in the championship game here 2 years ago. Nieto, Miski, who's on deck, and Landon Love, who pitched in relief yesterday. The 3 guys that were part of that 2024 squad that made it all the way to the finals.
If you remember Nieto, he's lost about 25 pounds, Evan, better shape, worked on his offensive line. And he's at Kellogg Junior College, which is one of the top junior colleges in the country, and they were in the World Series, D2 World Series this past year.
Appeal to first. They said he went so quickly. Nieto down 0-2. Nieto hit the grand slam here in his second plate appearance on Thursday. He does not have a hit since. He's 1 for 9 overall with that grand slam. And that just missed. Everybody in the field wearing a Lincoln jersey took a step toward the dugout as that curveball dropped in. But the right arm of Drew Meadows did not rise.
It was at the top of the zone a little bit. It was borderline.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's well done by Kalai Larson. He strikes out 2 in an efficient 13 pitch first. And after 1 here in the semifinals, it's Lincoln, Nebraska 1, Midland, Michigan nothing here in the American Legion World Series. All participating, and this event is so special to attend, to experience, especially here in Shelby, which has made this American Legion World Series feel so at home since 2011. And you drive around the community, you see signage everywhere. The support from the local community. You've talked about the volunteers, the free meals, which I know you've enjoyed. There's Trevor Roach lining it out to center. And well played by Owen Dominowski. 1 gone here in the top of the second. How many of those free meals have you had yourself?
Well, I haven't eaten anything. You know, they do over 900 free meals, and but you know, that's what they do. This community is amazing. What they do here in Shelby is a great home, and over 1,000 volunteers.
Huxton Cott steps in from the right side, squared to bunt, and takes ball 1 high. Cott just 1 for 10 at the plate, looking to get going. Sequin deals a breaking ball. 1-0 lead for Lincoln on the 2-out RBI double from Braden Erickson in the top of the first. 2-1. Pool play began on Thursday. Each of the 8 regional champions from around the country had 3 pool play games in the span of 4 days. Lincoln, the runners-up in their pool. Midland, Michigan, 3-0 atop their pool. Walking off against Portland yesterday. Could be a much more meaningful Midland-Portland game tomorrow. Michigan can rally back tonight. There's a swing and a miss, and down goes Cott. Second strikeout for Jimmy Sequin. 2 gone here in the top of the second.
Jimmy Sequin's, just like we said, changing speeds, throwing strikes, and nice little tight breaking ball down and away.
Well, in pool play, Midland allowed the fewest runs of anybody, which speaks to their pitching and their defense. Makovica loops it out to right field. That's going to be a 2-out hit. Jackson Makovica is now 2 for 4 at the plate with a walk and limited opportunities. But a 2-out knock here to prolong things in the top of the second. We'll see if Sam Sutko can keep the rally going, but if nothing else, it means that Brody McIntyre at the top of the order, leads off in the third. Midland only allowed 9 runs in their 3 pool play games, only 6 of which were earned. Dan Cronkite said there was a stretch there where we didn't take care of the baseball, but we didn't give in. We didn't let it defeat us. We stayed mentally tough, and he liked that about his team.
Yeah, they did. They've, as an offense, they hit 260 as a team, but the other teams that they were playing didn't take care of the ball.
Midland also drew 18 walks in their 3 games, which was tied for the second most of anybody through pool play.
Well, both these teams put the ball in play. They're going to make things happen.
It is so cool to think about the history just in every dugout. Like a guy like Dan Cronkite literally played for this team decades ago. Now he's managing them, brings them back to this level.
Michael Lonick, yeah, look at him. He was here, with Omaha.
As an assistant.
And then, here over the last few years as a head coach.
2-1. That's down and in. 3 balls and a strike. And Dane Peavy, I believe, is the only coach that's taken 2 different posts.
Arkansas
as the head coach, and then Bossier City.
Yeah, they were good.
The 3-1 swing and a miss. Sutko comes up empty. The count runs full.
And talking about all those teams throughout American Legion, Minnesota's right there at the top with like 390 teams, and then Nebraska of all the states is number 2 with 278 American Legion teams.
A lot of teams you got to beat to be the state champs. Fouled back by Sutko, the runner off on the 3-2 pitch. I said because Tupelo lost, Lincoln won't have a chance for revenge. But Portland was the team that actually beat them on Sunday in pool play last year and knocked them out.
You're right.
That just missed outside. Sutko draws the walk. And now 2 on for Brody McIntyre back at the top of the order as Lincoln aims to get another crack at the Portland Barbers tomorrow night. Just missed.
Just outside. And congratulations, Joseph Duran and Portland, for making it to the finals.
He was pumped and he was relieved. Oh, McIntyre gets hit on the elbow. Bases are loaded. 3 straight men reaching with 2 outs here in the second. And Kalai Larson has a big chance to help himself out as the Midland pitching coach heads to the mound.
Well, we saw them. They get hit a lot.
Yeah, is that kosher, Woody?
Well, they like to wear that, the little arm.
He moved that elbow out toward the baseball.
That's hard. I wonder how hard. I'm not an umpire, but I wonder how hard it is for an umpire to actually see that, the home plate umpire.
Well, there are a lot of things that decide these games, but along with taking care of the ball and doing a good job not playing sloppy in the field, it's all about clutch hitting.
It is. Well, it is. And, the funny thing, you always hear me up here talking about bunting, how it's a lost art. Today, Mississippi couldn't get out with a bunt when there was a bunt put down and, made an error on it. And that was the difference in that game.
Kalai Larson walked and scored in the first. Technically, he gets credit for the run, even though it was his courtesy runner, Easton Lund, that crossed the plate. Kalai's 3 for 9 with the bat, 2 singles and a double, 1 RBI, and now a couple walks. He has not struck out yet in the tournament. Ball and a strike to Larson. Chatted briefly with Kalai in the dugout before the game. He said it feels totally different this year than last year here at the World Series for him and his teammates that are back. Ball 2 inside, in part, Woody, because he said last year they kind of steamrolled their competition at regionals and they kind of relaxed a little bit. This year the regional was a lot tougher. They lost to Excelsior from Minnesota on day 2, had to win 4 straight over the span of a couple of days. Runners coming home, nobody's covering the plate, everybody's safe, moving up 90 feet, and Nebraska doubles their lead. Jackson Makovica, an authoritative, confident break to the plate.
Well, you got to give Nieto credit for the block. I mean, just to be able to get in front of it as far outside it was, but I don't think it really mattered. You know, he got a great jump there at third and read it good.
Makovica saw it the whole way. Now 3-1 to Larson. That's up high. Second walk for Kalai. Bases loaded again for Delay Odolate. And remember, first 2 batters in this inning were retired. There was 2 outs, bases empty. And now 4 straight men have reached. Makovica got it started with a single, then 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
Looks like we're going to see Nate Schultz going down to warm up in the Michigan bullpen.
Delay Odolate trying to put a crooked number on the board. Fouls it off, strike 1.
Such a great name. Love the name.
It's a good name. He's a good ball player. Back to what Larson was saying, he thought that the road that they took to get here had them enter Shelby with a little bit of a different mindset, more focused, more confident, more ready, more intense. Had to win 4 straight in a span of 48 hours after that loss to the Minnesota team, Excelsior. 2-1 to Odolate. This is the 61st game of Legion ball this season for Lincoln, Nebraska post 500. They are 53-7. A lot of games, a lot of wins.
But they, you know, this is the one post that is all from one high school.
Yep.
You know, so they played together in high school. They made all the way to the finals, and they got beat in the finals. And
it's a big high school of about 1,700 students, but every other team here is a group of kids from all different high schools in a region.
Right.
Michael Lonick, who coaches at Lincoln East High School, keeps this group together. They've got great chemistry, great trust and belief in each other. Nowhere to put Odolate, and he drives it in the air deep to left. Look out! Goodbye baseball! Grand slam, Lincoln, Nebraska! Delay Odolate, take a bow. It's your World Series moment.
Well, we talked about in the open, if the guys can get on in front of some of these guys like him, the way he's swinging at 2 hits yesterday and seeing the ball well now. That was a no-doubter right there.
The first home run for any Lincoln batter here at this year's American Legion World Series.
And he got every bit of it.
And he knew it. What a thrill for Delay Odolate. And it's 6-0 for Lincoln post 500. And Midland looks stunned.
You know, you had to wonder when one of these teams, you know, because they have some good bats, when they were going to break loose.
That one hooking foul down the left field line off Braden Erickson's bat. More 2-out RBIs. All 6 runs coming with 2 outs in the first couple of innings. Erickson golfs one high in the air to right. Gabe Wegener underneath it, and that retires the side. but my goodness, the damage most certainly done. Delay Odolate wakes up and delivers a grand slam for Lincoln, Nebraska, 6-0. Michael, Delay finally got a hold of him. What do you see as he stepped in the box?
Yeah, I mean, we did a great job there with 2 outs. You know, we got kind of a little inside-out single to turn the, and then a long walk to turn the lineup over. So really, really good job by those 2 guys at the bottom. And we got it to Delay, and yeah, he was ready to hit. He didn't miss that one, that's for sure.
Hey, Michael, it's Woody, man. So what do you see with Kalai out on the mound in the first inning?
Yeah, I mean, Kalai was super sharp, super competitive. He threw 4 pitches for strikes, and he's just going to have to keep attacking now. He's got a little bit of a lead, but we need a shutdown inning here. That's a really, really good team in the other dugout, and we got a lot of baseball left to play.
All right, Michael, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Yeah,
good luck.
He's not satisfied. He wants a shutdown inning here.
Yeah, I mean, we could hear him, before he came on, shut down, and that's what you got to do as a pitcher, put a 0 up.
Jaden Mieske leads off, the cleanup hitter for Midland, Michigan.
But I can promise you, Michigan is not going to give up. They're going to battle.
There's one of those 4 pitches that Larson can spin in there for a strike. Fastball for strike 2. Jaden Mieske's 4 for 9 here at the World Series with a double. He's also walked a couple of times. He's only been struck out once. Make it twice. Off speed, away. Mieske chases it. That's 3 strikeouts and 4 hitters for Kalai Larson.
Well, last night you and I were sitting around after the game, and we were talking about how much you like Kalai when you were sitting in the stands watching him and fastball away, but he's painting.
So Gabe Wegener climbs in from the left side and chops it to second. Brody McIntyre throws to first for out number 2. Quick outs are pitchers' best friends.
Yes, they are.
Especially when pitch count is a factor. Yeah. No Legion Ball pitcher can throw more than 105 in a game. And Larson threw 24 pitches yesterday. So Michael Lonick told me before the game, we're going to let him, whether it's 30 pitches or 60 pitches, whatever he can give us, we're going to get from him.
Well, I'm betting we see him this entire game.
He certainly has come out sharp. See if he can maintain it in this heat. From your experience, how does heat impact a pitcher over the course of the game from an endurance factor?
Well, I think we saw that when, he stole second, then they put a courtesy runner in for him. And you really just want to stay off of your feet. That's the main thing as a pitcher, is being able to sit down and rest for a few minutes.
Swing and a miss. Roper down by way of the K. That's 6 up, 6 down for Kalai Larson against this Midland lineup. Hitting the next chapter of Little League World Series history. New pitcher on the mound for Midland, Michigan. Aryan Punjabi moved from left field to the mound. This will be his second appearance of the World Series. He pitched 2 2/3 in pool play. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout. Michigan needs Punjabi to put a couple of zeros on the board and give their bats a chance.
Yeah, he needs to put a 0 up and get them back in the dugout to hit.
Cade Anderson leads off for Lincoln, and it's a leaping catch at third by Jay Roper. Oh, that looked destined for the left field corner. Anderson thinking extra bases, and he'll take a right-hand turn and head back to the dugout with nothing. 1 away.
Anderson's still looking for his first hit. And hit it hard, but no go.
Here's Trevor Roach. Roach flew out to Dominowski in center field to start the second. Nebraska scoring 1 in the first, 5 in the second. All 6 runs coming with 2 outs. Erickson RBI double. Makovica scored on a wild pitch, and then the grand slam. That ball driven deep to the gap in right center by Roach. But Dominowski will have the room, and he hauls it in. And now there are 2 outs, and Lincoln can start trying to score.
Well, like you said, that's what we see a lot here at this focus, or I don't know what it is.
And I think it has something to do with the fact that these are short 7-inning games, and every at bat is a coveted opportunity. And I think it might be harder for the pitcher to stay totally focused than the batter, because they're locked in looking for an opportunity every single time, knowing that these chances are precious.
They're very precious.
And yeah, we've seen a lot of teams not be able to find that clutch hit. Fairfield Expos would still be here if they had a couple clutch hits. Mississippi would still be here if they had a couple clutch hits earlier tonight. 1-1 to Codd. He squares to bunt and takes high.
But I think we've seen here at this year's World Series, I think we've seen more late game, heroics, late game comebacks. We've had walk-off home runs.
Jason Topp from Bedford, New Hampshire, with a memory that'll last forever. Walk off here on Saturday night. And you think if Jacksonville wins that game, with the way things worked out for Portland, Jacksonville would have been in the semis against Mississippi instead of the Barbers. And now you get this Portland team that gets a little help, only gets 1 win, but they're now in the finals.
They're in the finals.
Joe Durant felt really good about his team after today, as you would expect. Some clutch hitting late. 3-2 pitch popped up, should end the inning. Kyler Smith out there in left. He moved from second base to left, with Sequin taking over on the mound, and Lincoln, Nebraska goes 1-2-3 in the top half of the third. 6-0 through 2.5. Lincoln leads. Dusty Baker. He was a Lance Corporal, and he also had a playing career that spanned from 1968 to 1986. And then a managerial career that began in 1993 and went through 2023. What a legend. And who knows where he would have been without Legion Ball. That hot summer he had that got him noticed, recognized, and such a cool story. The fabric of baseball in America. Stories can't be told without Legion Ball. My goodness, Kalai Larson. He is on fire right now. Punjabi, who just threw a shutdown inning for Midland, hits a scorching line drive, and Kalai's like, no problem.
Good. That ball was smoked.
Look out.
That may hit him in the neck if he don't catch that. Good.
Remarkable stuff.
Remember, he's the shortstop usually on this team, but man, the ball was hit. It may be the hardest ball we've seen hit the whole series.
You're right. Owen Dominowski takes strike 2. I know you've said many times the best pitch in baseball is strike 1.
It is that.
Larson is throwing strike 1 and then strike 2 and then often strike 3. Spikes this one in the dirt. 4 strikeouts. 7 straight Midland batters retired. No one has hit the ball out of the infield yet for Midland, Berryhill, post 165. On the ground to second base, it's McIntyre for the second out. Kyler Smith's coming up next. Woody, do you know why they are Midland Berryhill?
I do not.
Patrick Berryhill was the first Midland-born soldier to die during World War I.
Wow.
And he is forever memorialized in this Legion program. Larson lost his hat on the pitch. That could be distracting for the hitter.
Yeah, on another strike one.
No hindrance called by the umpire. Smith gets it toward the outfield into foul ground, but it's going to be a running catch for Sam Sutko. It's been a special start for Kalai Larson and Lincoln, Nebraska. All smiles in the Rugs dugout. 6-0. Your batters to try to scratch him.
Yeah, he's jumping right out, coming right at us. I think we're still first time through the lineup. Guys are kind of getting up there, taking a peek at it, but we need to get after it because he's coming right at us with fastballs. So,
hey Dan, it's Woody.
Hey, Woody.
So you jumped in and put Punjabi in pretty quick there. What are you trying to do with him?
Well, Jimmy wasn't sharp tonight. He had a little trouble with command. The second inning there, guy got a hit and got a walk and hit a guy, and then the three hitter, it was 3-1. He had to come with a fastball with the bases loaded, and he didn't miss it. Yeah. So we're having Punjabi come in trying to mix it up and be a little sharp. So
Dan, appreciate you joining us. Best of luck going forward. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks,
Good luck,
guys.
Dan.
Appreciate it.
Good luck, buddy.
Yep, bye.
So Punjabi got the Lincoln order 1-2-3 in the third. Now he faces 8, 9, and 1, starting with Jackson Makovica.
Well, Dan was right. You know, he was having to change it up a little bit with Punjabi coming in, trying to change the looks a little bit.
Punjabi just trying to keep Midland in the game.
Yeah, putting zeros up. That's all he can do.
This Midland program, champions at the World Series in 2009. They were the runners-up 2014 and 2024. That ball driven toward the gap, cut off in right by Wegener, but it's a leadoff single for Jackson Makovica. He is 2 for 2.
A good job of Wegener cutting that ball off and just keeping him to a single. Ryan Longstreth.
And he's going to make a pitching change. I think Wegener's going to come in. Punjabi is going to head back to the outfield. It's a quick hook for Punjabi, who looked pretty sharp in the third. But a leadoff hit for Makovica, and another pitching change here in the fourth.
Exclusively on ES.
Already in this game for Midland Berryhill is the lefty Gabe Wegener.
Yeah, Gabe, 27 grad in the regional, through 1 inning, struck out 2. You know, fastball's gonna be low to mid 80s, Evan, with a pretty good slider.
He inherits 1 base runner. Makovica just led off with a single. It's the first time in the game that Lincoln's got the leadoff man aboard.
They like to do it with 2 outs.
All their 6 runs coming with 2 outs, 1 in the first, 5 in the second, highlighted by the grand slam from their center fielder DeLeo Delate. Dropping down a bunt, Sutko pushes it foul. Sam Sutko hit a triple here earlier in this tournament. That's his only hit in 4 at-bats. He did walk and score in the 5-run second.
Well, you can see Michael Lonick he wants to put more runs up, you know, bunting here with Sutko, trying to move him over.
That's outside. 2-1. The Portland Barbers are in the final after their upset victory earlier tonight, 3-1 over Tupelo, Mississippi. Portland scored twice in the top of the 7th to break the tie. Tupelo could not really threaten in the bottom of the 7th in their last chance.
Yeah, you got to give Cooper Berta, that's his second time coming in this World Series and just coming in and shutting the door down.
Fouled off by Sutko as he's swinging away with 2 strikes. It's going to be a tough one for Russell Bunch's team to swallow, though. They made 4 errors defensively. None of the runs that Portland scored against Wyatt McDaniels were earned.
Yeah.
3 unearned runs. And that's what sends Tupelo home. 2-2 to Sutko upstairs. Ball 3.
We had a couple of errors at shortstop, and some throwing errors, and then, like we said, the bunt, and then the rush to first base and the ball being thrown away again. That was the deciding factor.
Runner off on the pitch, and it's outside, ball 4. So 2 runners aboard here for Lincoln. The 8 and 9 hitters have both reached base twice. And now back to the top of the order for Brody McIntyre, who extended his left elbow and got hit by a pitch his last time up. See if Gabe Wegener can wriggle out of this mess. The circumstances are perfect for Midland to turn a triple play here.
I've seen crazier things. I saw a 6-5-3 double play on a bunt.
Square into bunt. The pitch goes over the catcher's head. No need to sacrifice to move the runners along. A very wild pitch from Wegener. And Lincoln now has runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
I don't think he crossed him up, but
just sailed on him.
Yeah.
Infield is in for Midland. McIntyre takes ball 2. Kalai Larson, is on deck. DeLeo Delate, who had the grand slam, is in the hole. It could be coming up to another bases loaded situation. Who knows? Swing and a miss. McIntyre almost swung himself over.
He swung hard that time.
Here's the 2-1 from Wegener. And it's down low, ball 3. If Midland is not careful, they might be down double digits. And there is a 10-run rule in Legion ball, 10-run lead through 5 innings. Nobody would have predicted that in this game. McIntyre cuts and misses, 3-2.
I think you and I both thought this was just going to be back and forth all day long.
Now, I honestly expected a low-scoring game, and kind of similar to the last one. I thought it'd be like 2-1 heading into the late innings. But Nebraska's gotten some clutch 2-out hits. Nobody out here in the 3rd, or here in the 4th, I should say. McIntyre stays alive. Just a lot of good at-bats so far tonight from this Lincoln team. checked his swing. They appeal. No swing. The bases are loaded again. Second walk in a row issued by Wegener. Fifth walk issued by Midland pitching. Between Sequin, Punjabi, and now Wegener. Larson drives one toward the gap in right center. Dominowski runs it down. All three runners looking to tag, and all three advance safely. Sacrifice fly to drive in a run for Kalai Larson, and it's 7-0 Lincoln.
Good job at the plate by Kalai Larson. But all the runners tagging up, Evan. I mean, now you got two more runners in scoring position. Great job.
Kalai drove that ball a long way.
He did.
There are a lot of ballparks that they've played in this year where that's probably a grand slam.
Yeah.
So some more good situational hitting. First base is open. DeLeo Delate, who hit a slam his last time up, takes ball one away. Braden Erickson on deck. Two hits yesterday, the grand slam today for Odelate. If you missed it, in the second inning with 2 outs. Boom. No doubt over the second layer of fences here at Keeter Stadium. Strike one in there to Odelate. 2 balls and a strike now from Wegener. Nebraska leading 7-0 and looking for more. 3 balls and a strike. This is unlike Midland, Michigan. Three-one. Ball 4 gets away. Here comes the runner from third. The umpire stopped play.
Yeah, he said it hit him.
Okay. So there can be no advance on the hit by pitch.
Well, everybody was yelling at Nieto to run get the ball, and he's right there with the umpire.
Yeah, caught him in the toe.
Yeah, Dream Meadows right on top of it, and I mean, Nieto may be the only person who could hear it.
So Erickson will have a chance to deliver like Dele did. Ball 1 outside. I mean, so far this game, these two teams, just one team's doing everything right and the other seemingly doing everything wrong.
Yeah, it just seems to be, you know, right now nothing to go right for them.
Nebraska's throwing first pitch strikes, getting ahead, working counts offensively.
Moving guys over, getting them in.
And meanwhile, Midland, ball 1, ball 2, working from behind, trying to find something that'll work. I asked Dan Cronkrite his message to the team before the game. It was pretty simple. He said, play loose, go get them. Easier said than done, especially when you face a little early adversity. Starter Jimmy Sequin gets chased. Bases full of Ruggs. That's strike 1 in there to Erickson after the mound visit from Nieto. Erickson, an RBI double back in the first. Got the scoring started. 2-2. Runners everywhere, and Erickson fouls it off again. Another 2-2 coming. Fly ball, foul ground, third base side. Erickson still has life as that sails out of play. Keeter Stadium turned 50 this past March. First event here was March of 1976. The home of the American Legion World Series since 2011. Runners everywhere. Another 2-2. Another foul ball down the right field line this time. And the grounds crew has a souvenir.
We'll have a new look next year, Evan. You know, this as soon as the tournament's over, they'll be taking up this entire field and putting down turf for next year.
That will definitely change the dynamic and the complexion of the diamond.
Yes, it will.
Heck of a battle here between Wegener and Erickson. There's ball 3. Braden Erickson not giving in, fouling off a bunch of good 2-strike deliveries from Gabe Wegener.
Not the pitch of this at bat.
(3-2). Swing and a high fly to left. Back toward the fence, but room out there for Punjabi. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Sutko scores from third to make it 8-0 Nebraska.
Well, you were just talking about them doing all the little things, and Erickson, good job of hitting the ball in the air to the outfield. Sac fly, 8-0.
Two on, 2 gone for Cade Anderson. Meanwhile, Kalai Larson is resting up in the dugout. He's just thrown 31 pitches through 3 innings, 23 strikes, 8 balls, 9 up, 9 down.
You can see Brody McIntyre thinking he's going to get a good jump. I don't know if he's going to steal again. He got thrown out at third in yesterday's game for the 3rd out of the inning.
A little different with an 8-0 lead. Not that I expect him to go here.
Right.
Another hitter-friendly count here for a good Lincoln batter. Cade Anderson looking at the 2-1, pops it foul off to the right, not a play. Two runs this inning on a couple of sacrifice flies. Nebraska only has 4 hits. 5 walks, hit batter, and some clutch 2-out drives. That ball fouled on the ground up the third base line. Michael Lonick's team looking to do something special. There goes McIntyre, and he will steal third base. Count runs full on Anderson. McIntyre takes the bag at third.
Now we'll see Udalate take off here on this pitch.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Anderson strikes out, and that retires the side. But the Lincoln onslaught continues. 2 more runs for the Rugs. Lemons in your first ever appearance in the big leagues.
It was downhill from there, Evan.
It was a special start. You had a good run.
That was a memorable day, I'll tell you what.
Pitch for the Brewers, the Indians, the Rangers, and then briefly for the Red Sox at the end.
Yeah.
Now the coach at Bevel State Junior College.
Yep, in Alabama.
The Bears.
The Bears, the Bevel Bears.
Eli Larson, long top of the fourth, doesn't seem to have disrupted his rhythm.
No, 0-2 again.
Attacking these Midland hitters aggressively. He's now thrown first pitch strikes to 7 of the 10 guys he's faced. That was just the 9th ball he's thrown. There's the 10th. 35 total pitches, 25 strikes, 10 balls. Respectable ratio.
It is. And you go back and look at the game before us, Wyatt McDaniel was going, got done with 6, and he was like at 65 pitches.
Edwards Benner fights off the fastball. Larson loses his cap again on the pitch. Bodie, this is the good thing about not having the salad on your head that he's got on his.
You can keep your hat on.
Yeah.
He's got good hair.
Are you jealous?
Yeah.
2-2.
And a good goatee, too.
Yeah, he's got a good look. Very talented, young, right-handed pitcher. He'll be a senior at Lincoln East this fall. I asked Michael Lonick why Kalai. He says, well, we want to start this game with our best competitor.
You can see a difference the way they play behind him and the energy and confidence they have.
Edwards Benner has worked it to 3-2. This is pretty clearly the best extended battle we've seen from a Midland batter against Larson. Sharpest contact was probably the Punjabi line drive back to the mound.
Started the count 0-2 though. Worked it back full.
3-2, fouled off to the right. So 9 pitches already in this at bat. Here comes the 10th. And it's ball 4. Tabor Edwards Benner is the first Midland base runner of the night. Edwards Benner, the co-MVP of the regional for Midland. See if down 8-0 he tries to do anything on the bases, or whether he just sits still and stands still and hopes Jimmy Sequin can keep the rally going.
They're going to play station to station, I'm assuming.
Larson working from the stretch for the first time. Deals strike 1, Jimmy Sequin. Sequin started the game on the mound, then moved to second base. Did not last very long as the starter. Just 2 innings, charged with 6 runs, all earned on 3 hits, including the big home run, driving in 4 for Dele Odolate. At the bat, he grounded out to Makovica at short back in the first. Two and 1.
Now you got to wonder if that long break sitting over there is going to affect him at all.
There's ball 3. Woody is a pitcher. When you've been only working from the windup and then you have to go to the stretch for the first time, could that mix up things a little bit from a mechanic standpoint?
It could. I mean, as a pitcher, I always wanted to have, yeah, you want your team to score many runs they can score, but you want to have quick innings, Once you get a lead, sometimes you just want it to roll over quickly.
3-1 to Sequin. Swinging away and fouling it off to the left. It's a good late life on these Larson pitches. Michigan's having a tough time squaring them up. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Fifth strikeout for Kalai Larson. One gone here in the fourth.
Well, first two hitters of this inning, both of them first three, 2-3 ball counts he's had all night.
Nieto, high and inside, ball one. Edwards-Benner leads from first, and Nieto fouls it back. Asked Cronkite about Nieto before the game. Caden hit the grand slam on Thursday, but hasn't had a hit since. And Dan acknowledged, yeah, he might be pressing a little bit, trying a little too hard to hit it over the fence again.
Yeah.
After you do it once, you want to do it again. Talked about resetting the approach, trying to hit a line drive up the middle. See if he can do that. Larson just crossed over 50 pitches. This has been by far his toughest inning. By far.
Well, three guys up this inning, three ball counts.
Here comes a 3-1 to Nieto. And ball four misses high. Up to second goes Edwards-Benner. 2 on for Midland. And Michael Lonick takes a trot toward the mound to have a chat with his flame-throwing righty. Most useful part of the mound visit might be in the towel.
Well, you
dry
saw
off a little bit.
Yeah, you saw him wiping his arm down, and if he would use rosin on his arm a little bit, he would be at help.
So Nebraska leads Michigan 8-0. Nebraska's a couple of runs in the top of the fourth, and then 3 more outs in the bottom of the inning away from 10-run ruling Midland, but Michigan gets a couple on the board here. Could change the complexion of this game, and certainly in an elimination game at this stage of the World Series, you never know.
No.
Especially if they could get Larson out of the game. They're still looking for their first hit against Kalai. Miskey takes a fastball over the outer edge for a strike. Four hits in pool play for Jaden Miskey. Batting with 2 aboard and 1 away. Pickoff attempt down to first. Nieto back in safely. See the wire in Braden Erickson's ear. Pitches getting called from the dugout. 1-1. And Larson jumped ahead of Edwards-Benner 0-2. But since then, he's struggled to get ahead in the count. Edwards-Benner fouled off a bunch of pitches, drew the walk on the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Midland trying to create a little positive momentum. And now a 3-1 count to Miskey.
Now you can see the wind picking up, the flag picking up, wind blowing straight out.
Yeah, there is a chance of a storm passing through here. I don't want to say it, but it could be here in the next 20-30 minutes.
I guess that's why the grounds crew is all down in the left field bullpen.
Here at the tarp, 3-1. Strike two. Check on the runner at second as well. Larson was at 31 pitches coming into this inning. He's already needed 26 pitches here in the fourth. If Miski could pop one up in the air, the wind would help him.
Yes, it would.
3-2. On the ground is short. Could be two. Makovica to McIntyre, one. And that'll end the inning. A 6-4-3 double play. And Midland does not score. Larson gets the ground ball he was looking for. And he and his team still have an 8-run lead as we head to the fifth.
That would be, it looks like it would be fun. I don't know if I could do it.
I believe in you. Let's make it happen. Nathan Schultz is the new pitcher for Midland Berry Hill.
Yeah, and he's pitched twice already here. First game, 1 inning pitch, 2 runs, and then third game, 1 inning, no runs.
8-0 here at Keeter Stadium. Lincoln, Nebraska leads. There is a storm coming. If Lincoln could get 2 runs and they get 3 outs, they could close it out after 5. Of course, Midland has no interest in that. They're not concerned about making us wait through the rain delay if it does indeed materialize. Wegener, by the way, stays in the game. He's back out there in right. And this is popped up right side of the diamond. And it's Miski over there to put it away. Trevor Roach pops up for the first out here in the fifth. So 1 away for Huxton Cott, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Schultz has a pretty live arm, Woody.
Yes.
Strike 1 there at the knees.
Well, they trust him. He's been in here, his 3rd appearance here at the series.
Strike 2. Off the end of the bat, just staying alive, foul. See whether Michael Lonick stays with Kalai Larson. He still hasn't given up a hit. Threw a lot of pitches, though, in that last inning. 27 pitches, only 13 strikes. After he had been super sharp in the first 3 innings. He's at 58 pitches overall. Double play was an incredible boon for Kalai Larson and Lincoln, Nebraska. This is popped up off the end of the bat. With the wind, it could be a little tricky. But the shortstop, Edwards Benner, takes care of it. And there are 2 gone.
Yeah, it's changed direction already again.
This Lincoln, Nebraska team, all players from the same high school, and they're missing an all-state outfielder. Bryson Rhodes tore his bicep over the summer. He was another important player on this team that they had to replace. What good teams do, just figure out a way to have the next guy step in. Guy like Jackson Makovica played sparingly the first few games with Kalai Larson at short, but now Larson getting the start, so Makovica plays short, and he's 2 for 2, batting out of the 8th spot, 2 singles. He scored 2 runs. 3-0. That's in there for a strike.
And you had to look Huxton, Cott, and I forgot which other guy. They ended up having to go back home for football to get 4 football practices in so they would be eligible to be able to play when football started.
Makovica is 3 for 3 as he lines the single to center with 2 outs here in the 5th. What a job for Jackson Makovica. He's now 4 for 6 at the plate here in Shelby. Puts the ball in play.
I bet if they win, I bet we see him somewhere tomorrow night when Larson goes back to shortstop.
That bunt rolls foul. Yeah. I mean, with the way he's swinging it right now, hard to take that bat out of the lineup.
Yeah, another one was Brendan Greash. He's the quarterback of the football team, but both those guys had to go back and to practice for one day and then turn around and come back here to the series.
Good news is the temperature has cooled off a little bit. It's down to 85. Bad news is we might have a storm on the way. Hopefully it dissipates. We shall see.
It'll miss us.
That's in there for a strike, going 2 to Sutko. A couple days ago, it looked like we were going to get drilled, and then like one part of the storm went north, the other blob went south, and they put the tarp on the field, and there was just a couple of sprinkles, nothing real serious at all. That is inside, it hit him. The 8-9 hitters continue to be the best table setters for the Lincoln, Nebraska Rugs. Makovica is 3 for 3. Sam Sutko's got 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
God, all these guys get hit. And
opportunity here for Nebraska to extend their lead. Brody McIntyre at the top of the order. He's been on base twice, walked once, hit by a pitch as well. Strike 1 in there to McIntyre. Larson in the on-deck circle. First 6 runs of the night for Lincoln came with 2 outs. Nebraska at the World Series for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Two and 1 to McIntyre. Schultz trying to work around a couple of 2-out base runners here in the 5th. Inside, ball 3.
Ooh, some wind there.
Hear it. Home plate umpire just took a look down the line, kind of glaring around, wondering if anybody was going to put a stop to the game.
Well, we had all the rocking chairs. A bunch of the rocking chairs got blown off, and
that's ball 4 high. They're loaded up again. This is just like the 2nd inning, Woody. There were 2 outs, bases empty when Makovica singled. And now they're loaded up. Kalai Larson climbs in. Kalai walked with runners at 2nd and 3rd after a run came home on a wild pitch in the 2nd. Then he hit a sacrifice fly. This is his 3rd straight time coming up with runners on base. In scoring position, he lines that one foul off to the right.
With about a 60-mile-an-hour wind, it looks like, blowing straight out to center.
Yeah, it's a serious breeze right now. Pickoff attempt at first, nothing there.
It is blowing.
Here comes the 1-1 to Larson. On the ground is short. Flip to second. That's late. He beat it out. Brody McIntyre got there first, and everybody's safe, and it's 9-0 Nebraska. What a jump from McIntyre.
Well, I mean, God,
the secondary
look
lead.
Yeah, he was halfway there. That's the reason he beat it.
Wild. So now here's Odolate again with the bases loaded, the wind blowing out. He hit a grand slam earlier tonight in the second inning. Another RBI opportunity. 1-1 to Odolate.
Look at this right here, Evan. Look how far he was. Look at that secondary. Well, wasn't secondary, that's his lead. That's the reason he was able to beat that.
That bounces away. Here comes Sutko from third. It's 10-0 Nebraska.
Man.
More two-out production for the Rugs.
We've seen that happen earlier in the game with Nieto, a ball bouncing away, just trying to block it.
And the sky is opened up. There's some rain falling right now. Odolate fouls it off. Now with a 10-run lead, Michigan needs to score in the bottom of the fifth to keep this game alive. Meanwhile, there's a storm a brewing.
And that's some big drops.
Odolate will not hit a second grand slam. And he strikes out looking to end the top of the fifth. It's a 7-inning game, but there's a lot of pressure on Michigan right now. They need to find a way to break through against the Kalai Larson Lincoln-led team. Otherwise, it's over. There is a steady rain falling. Michigan needs a run to avoid being 10-run ruled. The rain's intensifying right now. Larson deals, and the pitch is low, but it's ruled a swing for Gabe Wegener. And now it's really teeming here in Shelby. And Lincoln is going to head to the dugout. Larson wanted to keep pitching. I think even before the umpires waved him in, Michael Lonick may have saw a lightning bolt. He waved his team off the field. So Midland, Michigan's going to have a little bit of time to regroup. The grounds crew is going to admirably brave the elements to try to cover the mound and the plate, maybe get the tarp on the field. So we will be in a weather delay, bottom of the fifth. Michigan could keep the game going, or they could be down to their final 3 outs if they do not score, according to Legion rules. Nebraska, the grand slam in the second for Odolate, 2 more in the fifth. It's 10-0 Nebraska. We will step aside during the weather delay. When we're playing baseball again, we will see you again on ESPNU. We are back at Keeter Stadium with a weather update. Obviously, as you can see, the tarp is on the field. We had a pretty good monsoon come down here in the bottom of the fifth, with Midland trying to stay alive in this semifinal. Nebraska leading 10-0, and if that double-digit lead continues through the end of the fifth, it would be the 10-run rule, which would mean Lincoln would win. Evan Lepler, Steve Woodard back in the booth. So Kalai Larson was trying to finish it quick. The rain came, but this is not over. Now we just got to wait out for the weather.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's 10-0. I don't think it was all happening in a hurry. Kalai Larson, though, was pitching unbelievable. And then you look at, our man DeLay Odolate with that grand slam.
So that's the update from Shelby. We will send you back to alternate programming, and we will be back when we have baseball But the rain continues to fall here at the 99th American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. Hope to see you soon.